And welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining our Sunday service this morning. My name is Athena, and I will be helping lead the first portion of our service today. A little bit about Sanctuary Church for those who may not have joined us before. Sanctuary is a 508c1a faith-based organization. We use psilocybin mushrooms as a sacrament to connect us to divinity. It is our sincere belief that the consumption of psilocybin-containing mushrooms is a communion, which brings us closer to what is commonly called God. We understand this concept as pure consciousness, which permeates all being. This pure consciousness is, we believe, the ineffable source of creation and the origin of health and well-being. Our faith in sacred mushrooms stems from prehistorical use by our ancestors and personal experiences of our modern members. Belief that psilocybin-containing mushrooms are one of the greatest sacraments that nature offers, raising our awareness so that we can access a direct connection to the source of life. We should not be mistaken for a medical or therapeutic organization. We encourage anyone facing trauma recovery or mental health issues to work in conjunction with a psychiatrist, psychologist, or accredited therapist. Our objective is to help and support you in reconnecting with the universal source of healing, your own divine spirit. As we get ready to begin today's service, we ask that you mute your mics if they're not muted already. We want to let you know this meeting is being recorded, which if you have any questions about, feel free to reach out privately. A portion of this service, we will invite you to journal, so now's a good time to grab a notebook and pen if you'd like to participate in that. And please do, if possible for you, find a comfortable space where you can relax and be present for today's service. The service portion of our gathering is around 30 minutes of silent participation on your part, during which time we'll begin with a short meditation. We'll read the poem which the church has adopted as our acknowledgement of oneness with all that is, titled A Litany of Gratitude, a reading from our rotating text, along with an opportunity to journal your thoughts around the reading, a reading from our main text, and after that, we'll bring the official service to a close. From there, we'll move into an optional discussion period, which we've allowed 90 minutes for until noon Eastern, and do invite you to participate if you feel called. Welcome. Thank you for joining our sanctuary community in celebration. As we begin our statement of faith, we recognize that this statement does not exhaust the full extent of our faith. We believe that sacred mushrooms are a primary source of personal and divine revelation. We seek counsel from the mushroom to find direction and inspiration in our faith practice. And we believe that all individuals who seek true revelation from divinity can do so. I'd like to invite Kevin to lead us in our meditation this morning.
Good morning. We're just going to do a little breath work, nothing crazy, more of a breath movement. Start out, we all sit up erect if you can. The straighter the spine, the deeper you'll go. We're going to start real simple, as in we're just going to breathe into the belly. You don't have to breathe deep on any of this. That's the thing with breath work. You go to your pace and where you feel comfortable. So when we start, we're going to start in the belly, and then we're going to move to the chest. And then on the end, we're going to go belly, chest. So just follow me, and I'll lead y'all through the first two, and then the last one, we'll just do like a drum beat together. So we'll start right now. Let's take a deep breath into the belly. Let go. Breathe in. Let go. Breathe in. Let go. Really shallow. Breathe in. Let go. Breathe in. Let go. Breathe in. Let go. Breathe into your belly. Let go. Breathe into the belly. Go. Breathe into the belly. Go. Breathe into the belly. Let go. Breathe into the belly. Into the belly. A few more. Into the belly. Into the belly. Two more. One more. Last one. Now breathe into the chest real slow. into the chest. Breathe in. Breathe in. Real slow. The deeper you go, the deeper you go. Few more. Three more. Two more. One more. Let go. Now we're going to combine belly, chest, like a drum. Right? 5 more. 1 more. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Deep breath. Hold. Just hold. Feel that. Really feel it. That's just you moving around inside. Allow it to settle. It's intense for some, not intense for others, but allow it to drop to the bottom. And exhale on 3, 2, 1. Let go. And hold just a little bit longer. Like everything else in life, it'll stir up in us. If you sit with it and give it a minute, it all settles. Exhale in 3, 2, 1. If you stayed with me, congratulations. That was continuous breath of 3 minutes. For some, that's a lot. For others, it's not. But at the same time, that's all you. If it feels good, that's not me. That's all you. That good feeling inside is in all of us. And we can unlock it anytime we want to. Remember that. All the power and love is in you. It's up to you to tap into it and let it go outward. Love y'all. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. Take a moment today, this morning, to offer love and gratitude to our subtle sacrament ministers, all our ministers and cultivators who are working with the sacrament throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the eons. And as we move into our litany of gratitude, I invite you to unmute your mics and join me when I say, we live in all things, and all things live in us. We live by the sun, we feel by the moon, we move by the stars. We live in all things.
All things,
All
things live in us.
We eat from the earth, we drink from the rain, we breathe of the air.
We live in all things.
All things, all things
live in us.
We call to each other, we listen to each other. Our hearts deepen with love and compassion. We live in all things. All things
live in us.
We depend on the trees and animals. We depend on the earth. Our minds open with wisdom and insight. We live in all things. All things
live in us.
We dedicate our practice to others. We include all forms of life. We celebrate the joy of living and dying. We live in all
all
things.
things.
All things
Things
live
live
in
in
us.
us.
We are full of life. We are full of death. We are grateful for all beings and companions. Thank you, everyone. If you would, please resume your mute. As we approach the Day of the Dead and begin formally sharing with our community and the public Psanctuary Sacred Passage Ministry, this week we will be shifting from our current text, Letting Go, and reading from Die Wise. The discussion today will also be led by Debbie Pierce, our Sacred Passage Minister and Program Developer. This is a challenging topic that we tend to avoid discussing, seeing as death is one of life's greatest transitions and an inevitability for us all. We hope you will join us in the discussion today as we attempt to shift our culture's relationship with human mortality and find the beauty within this tradition. I invite Margot to help lead us with our first reading.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Die Wise, a Manifesto for Sanity and Soul by Stephen Jenkinson, paraphrased. Dying wise is an act of love. It carries an abiding faith in life. It carries for us love of the world, and it asks for that same faith and love for those who attend to it when it comes. Dying well is not the end of a marriage, but the last great act of a married life. Dying well is a bequest that you leave to those you love, probably the only thing that in the end will not be eaten by moths, apportioned by lawyers, or bought for quarters at a yard sale. Dying well is the way by which they might feel loved by you after you die. Dying wise is a subversive Trojan horse kind of thing indeed. Dying well nails you to the wheel of the world. It binds you to your people, to your ancestry, and to those who will come after you. Dying well loves life. How we die and how we care for dying people, and how we carry the dead. Taken all together, this work makes our village life, or it breaks it. That much and much more is at stake in every terminal diagnosis, at every deathbed, at every memorial service. Dying well subverts the confounded compassion of a death-phobic culture. The ending of our lives is the shore that the current of our lives laps up against. How we live and die, the whole gaggle of decisions, torments, convictions, loves, and losses, all of this rolling river of our days. Dying and helping someone die is at a time for watching that river roll on and getting to know its eddies and its ways. It is a time for standing still beside the old pine or beside where it used to be, learning life. Dying is not a time for not dying. Thank you.
Thank you, Margot.
Thank you, Margot.
We'll now take a moment to reflect on this reading. If you have your journal nearby, we have a prompt for you this morning. What are your first thoughts that arise when the topic of death comes up? What does dying well or dying wisely mean to you? And we'll come back together shortly. you'd like to begin finishing up your thoughts. We'll begin moving into our next reading. The paradoxical nature of life and its mysteries are best experienced through the ineffable space we find in our communion with the mushroom. For more than 2,000 years, the Tao Te Ching has provided guidance and instruction for exploring the paradox of existence. It is for this reason that we employ the Tao Te Ching as our primary sacred text and invite all to study it further as you delve deeper into the mystery of life. Invite Carla to help us with our next reading.
Good morning. Tao Te Ching, chapter 49. The sage has no interests of their own, but takes the interests of the people as their own. They are kind to the kind. They are also kind to the unkind, for virtue is kind. They are faithful to the faithful. They are also faithful to the unfaithful, for virtue is faithful. In the midst of the world, the sage is shy and self-effacing. For the sake of the world, they keep their heart in its nebulous state. All the people strain their ears and eyes. The sage only smiles like an amused infant. Thank you.
Thanks, Carla. We'll begin closing out our service this morning. Amy, with announcements.
Good morning, everyone. Our virtual circles and workshops are now open to non-members for a suggested $5 donation and remain open at no cost for official members. This week's virtual offerings include this evening at 6:30, Veterans Healing with Psilocybin with Jeff. Tuesday at 6:30 Eastern, Internal Family Systems with Debbie. Thursday at 7:30 Eastern, Psilocybin and Sobriety with Christina and Honor. And Saturday at 10:30 Eastern, Book Club with Susan, Russell, or Jason. Please register and find Zoom links in our events calendar on sanctuary.org. And this Wednesday from 6 to 8, Christina Roundtree and Amy Hyde will be leading our in-person Mind, Body, Soul Connection Circle at Clifton University, Universally Unitarian in Louisville, Kentucky. At this circle, we will offer space and guidance for gentle, intentional movement, Reiki sound bath healing, meditation, journaling, and sharing. This circle is donation-based and open to all members of our community. Membership's not required. Please register via our events calendar on sanctuary.org. And next week on Thursday, November 9th, and Saturday, November 11th, Death Doula and Sanctuary Friends and Family Minister, Debbie Pierce, will be leading 2 virtual workshops all about our new ministry, Sacred Passage. This ministry serves those with life-threatening illnesses, which typically create an existential crisis that is accompanied by a variety of strong emotions and important decisions. Research has shown, I'm sorry, I was reading and lost it. Research has shown that psilocybin mushrooms help individuals navigate their journey through illness and potential end-of-life transition. Sacred Passage combines the core knowledge of the end-of-life doula and life-threatening diseases with psilocybin sacrament training to provide a safe and meaningful experience that helps the participants live more fully and prepare for a peaceful death transition whenever that occurs. Find all information to attend these workshops on our events calendar on sanctuary.org. And mark your calendars for our new West Coast Sunday services led by Zoom on the first Sunday of each month, hosted at 10 a.m. Pacific time. If you're interested in assisting with either of our East or West Coast services, please email our volunteer coordinator, Nancy, at volunteer@sanctuary.org. And that is all for today.
Thank you, Amy. As a reminder, next Sunday is daylight savings. So mark your calendars for that as well. All right, membership, Stephen.
Good morning, everyone. We have 3 new members this week. We have Christopher from North Carolina, Craig from Arizona, and Valerie from Kentucky. Welcome, everyone.
Yes, welcome. If you're curious or interested in learning more about how to become an official member of Sanctuary, you can visit our website at sanctuary.org to learn more. All right, we've come together with intentions of service to the land and all its inhabitants. It is in our hearts to go forth into the world with the collective consciousness. We encourage you to stay for continued fellowship and conversation around our readings today. For those unable to stay, we thank you for being with us. As we further our conversation, please remember that all perspectives are welcome as we search for the spiritual truth that unites us all. Much love to you all.